Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Soundcribe Studios and brought to you by our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. He's back by Popular Man. He's a multi-talented actor from Chicago who began his career at 64. He was involved in Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, PD, Justice, Empire, and also Patriot on Amazon. And since we had him on maybe about last year, 2 years ago with Mr. Hollywood, we'll find out once again how he got the name. He's recently in Quick Decision, Don't Look Back, Birch Avenue, Dylan, The Shining Class Final. Also, he was in Legend, Mr. Hollywood, Mulligans Abound, Spencer's Battle, Dolly's House, and Bucket List. And he's got a brand new film out which focuses on the effect of Alzheimer's that it has on the family and friends of the affected, bringing real life situations and showing progress of the disease. This is on set, this is on camera, and it's called Forget Me Not. Live, ladies and gentlemen, in Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Chicago, multi-talented actor from Chicago, best known as Mr. Hollywood. Ladies and gentlemen, back by Popular Demand, Dan Kairis. Dan, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again.
Oh, Mike, I can't think of a better, maybe overblown situation here with that wonderful introduction, but I'll take it.
Well, after all, you are Mr. Hollywood, right?
That is true. I think when we did it had to be a couple of years ago when you had me on your show, I gave the story about Mr. Hollywood,
And we
and
want to
for
hear it
those,
again for those who have not, tuned in.
okay, I was cast as an extra in Chicago, I think for 2 episodes in Chicago Fire, and I think one on Chicago PD. And this was in August. I had a senior softball tournament that we went to for the World Championships in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I told my second baseman about being an extra. He goes, "Oh wow, cool, neat. That's really good stuff." And I didn't want to tell him how boring it actually is when you're there for 14 hours and you're actually on set for 2 minutes. But I didn't want to burst his bubble. So in the semi-championship game, I make a diving catch like you see in the major leagues and grab the ball, I save the game. I get back to the dugout. He goes, "That's a real Hollywood catch, Mr. Hollywood." And that's how it happened.
That could qualify for being on the Cubs or the White Sox.
Seeing it even, it makes me an easy gift for family and friends. If it's got Hollywood on it, they buy it. I've got a star on a plaque. I've got a director's chair with Mr. Hollywood on it. I've got more T-shirts. I know what to do with hat, the whole thing. But it's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. And certainly did. And last time we were on, we did talk about how you got started with being on Chicago Fire, Chicago Med, and everything like that. And you got your career started at 64. That's amazing.
That's right. And I if you would have told me I would have been in front of a camera for anything, I think I told you this before, that I would be the last person I would have ever thought would have been on camera, because I was never in a school play,
Mm-hmm.
never in anything. I didn't even like getting up in front of the classroom and doing a speech or anything like that. And being an extra, you're not that nervous because you don't have to say anything. You just walk by the camera or whatever. You're just standing, having a drink, whatever. And I wanted to be a doorman. My goal in life was to be a doorman in a major motion picture or a network TV show. Just welcome to the Ritz. That's all I wanted to do. And I was talking with another extra that I knew. I says, "Well, how do you get that?" "Oh, well, you have to have an acting reel." "What's an acting reel?" I didn't know. He says, "Well, you have to have speaking parts in different productions. You put those into little clips and you make an acting reel." I go, "Wait a minute. They're not going to hire you to do a speaking line until you get an acting reel of speaking lines. Catch 22 here. I don't understand."
Mm-hmm.
So he introduced me to student films and indie films. And I was cast as an Alzheimer's patient. This was, 4, maybe 5 years ago. Larita Smith, and I give her all the credit in the world for being the director that she was. She got me out of a shell, and she got me to do things I didn't know I could do.
Mm-hmm.
and it's just gone on from there. So again, you're right, 64, never ever doing anything like this before, and it's just opened me up to a whole different ball game.
Certainly did as well too. That you also got involved with PD, Justice, Empire, and Patriot on Amazon, and you've been in Quick Decision, Don't Look Back, and also Birch Avenue, Dylan, The Shine Class Model. The list goes on and on and on, including The Legend of Mr. Hollywood, plus Mulligans Abound, Spencer's Battle, Dolly's House, and Bucket List. And if you want to talk about some of those, and tell us more about it.
Well, Dolly's House was the first one we did that actually had a storyline. The earlier ones that I did was just like The Legend of Mr. Hollywood. They were exercises in getting other extras speaking lines for their acting reels, and also to give them credit for actually being in a production. If you're an extra, no matter how big the show is, nobody will use it for any purpose for casting or anything, because you're not really acting. You're just, a prop.
You're just extra standing around. You're right, having a drink or just walking by, whatever and such.
Yeah. So in order to get that acting reel and get a speaking gig, you have to be in so many productions. Well, there are so many extras I knew that were in that same situation. We came up with the Legend of Mr. Hollywood. We came up with Mulligans. We came up with a couple others, and that's basically what it was. None of those were scripted. It was all ad lib. We say, okay, here's your story. You two talk together, and we'll film it, and it'll be natural because it'll be your own words anyway. And it worked like a charm. Well, none of them actually had a story. The first one that actually had a story was Dolly's House, which was an interesting situation. My mother had passed away, and I had to go to her house to pick up some furniture that my kids wanted. I didn't have a pickup truck. So I asked my neighbor, Stead, great guy. We've known each other for I don't know how many decades. I says, hey, Stead, kids want some furniture. Yeah, come on, let's go. So I'm in the garage. I'm, getting stuff ready to go. And he says, hey, can I go take a look at the rest of the house? I go, sure, no problem. Door's open. So 5 minutes later, he comes back. You're never selling this place. Now I'm thinking, wait a minute, my mother was fastidious. If there was dust on the floor, it wasn't when she saw it. Never dishes in the sink, none of that. I'm going, what are you talking about? So he says, you're going to have to get rid of that creepy doll. Well, Mom had her infant dress on one doll, my grandmother's infant dress on one, and my aunt's infant dress on another. And the one just stared at you.
Oh, I get it. Like a Stephen King movie or those elf on the shelf. It's like,
right. So
I'm watching you.
That's right. So I'm thinking, wait a minute, there might be a story here. And my wife was into all of the rehab shows. I can't think of the titles, but there were a number of them. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, a flipper and a doll. There's a story here somewhere.
Flipper doll.
Okay, so we have the lady who was that the house was sold out of the estate. After she passed away, we find out that she had a 3-year-old who died, and she had this whole room set up as a shrine to her 3-year-old, and the doll was there. Well, the two are going to buy the house, and the wife says, I'm getting rid of this creepy thing. And that's where all the supernatural comes out. She starts, well, I don't want to say the whole thing. Maybe somebody will want to watch it. But that was just one of those strange coincidences where you take two completely unlike things, put them together, and you've got a story. And the one we're working on now, Forget Me Not, which anybody can see. we're scheduling our premiere in September, which happens to be Alzheimer's Awareness Month, and they have the longest day. I think that's September 21st, I think, if I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to premiere our film in a number of auditoriums, some college auditoriums, and a couple of theaters. And what we want to do is take a good portion of the proceeds and donate it to one of the Alzheimer's organizations. And the other goal is to get the idea out to people. If you watch an Alzheimer's, a movie or a documentary about Alzheimer's, it's usually about the patient themselves. But what is really silent is how many family members are affected by the person who's afflicted. I was reading something, I think there's like 11 million or more people just in this country who are taking care of one of the, I think I saw something like there's 7 million people in this country who have been diagnosed with one stage of dementia or Alzheimer's. It's a lot of people.
Oh my gosh.
And nobody, you know, when you see something like 7 million, that's a lot. And we all know what happens. They have not found a cure yet. And if our movie can provide a few funds to help that helps find a cure for it, hey, we've done what we could do.
Mm-hmm. And certainly did. You also had cast members on the set, family and friends that have been affected as well too, and their stories are shared.
Oh, my impetus to get this going was my neighbor. We lived next to each other. The kids played with each other. We've known each other for 45 years now, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just diagnosed a couple of years ago. We have them come over once in a while for different things because they're kind of isolated,
Mm-hmm.
because his wife is taking care of him and it's a 24-hour job. So they don't get out a lot. So we invite them to different things. And watching the progression of the disease over the last year or so, it's so disheartening. And to know that somebody has to basically watch over him, it's like watching a 2-year-old. You
Right,
can't let him out of your
24/7. Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah. And the strain on the family members of the disease. And that's the prime thing that we want to show in the movie, the effects that it has on not only family, but also friends. Like I said, that gave me the impetus. My friend has been affected by it, so I wanted to get that message out.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about our cast and crew. We've got a couple of our actresses who were actually in the healthcare industry or still are, and they have taken care of patients. Our other co-producer, unfortunately, his mother just passed away a couple of days ago.
Oh my gosh.
She's had Alzheimer's for a while. Our other one, his Nana, passed away from it. And everybody in the crew and cast have had some experience, either directly or indirectly, with either dementia or Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a movie that we're producing kind of from the heart. And most of the scenes in the movie have happened to one of us or the other.
Oh, wow.
One of the scenes, and this won't give away the plot or anything, but I can tell you one scene. I'm sitting there. I happen to be the person that has it. I'm just sitting in front of my dishwasher,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just staring at the dishwasher. My son comes in, says, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing?" Well, I'm waiting for my uniform to dry.
Yeah, in a way it's funny, but in a way it's like, I understand.
It's right. And he says, "Well, hey, let me take care of that." No, I can handle it. I want to take care of it myself. So in order to do it properly, and one of the things I found out, you never argue with an Alzheimer's patient. You have to live in their reality you can't expect them to live in yours. So what he does is he says, hey, there's a ball game on. Let's go watch a ball game. So he deflects what I'm doing and gets me to do something else without telling me, hey, what's wrong with you?
Right, exactly.
Which is, and that's one of the other things we want to do, is show people how they can respond to someone who has it. Because again, they have their own reality. And you can't force them into your reality because it doesn't exist.
That's exactly it, too. And how can people help with the movie Forget Me Not with Dan Kairis? We'll find out just 1 minute. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. SonicWeb Studios is the answer. SonicWeb Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. It's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international war-ring author Mia Molson-Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson-Zia has garnered great reviews. In Evil Evan enjoys by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forge Riley, and Minos. So grab your copy today for Girls Missing by Mia Molson-Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, or 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Apple Music, Odyssey. Follow us on BitChute, Rumble, YouTube. Also, check us out on Podbean, Pandora, and more. Follow us on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and more. Tickets with you on any mobile device. For great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies. Makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Molson-Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We're here with the multi-talented actor from Chicago, best known as Mr. Hollywood, Dan Kairis, here on the Mike Wagner Show. We talked a bit about Forget Me Not as well, too. And there's ways people like you can support the film. And tell us more about that.
Oh, we're scheduled for release in September. Like I had mentioned, we're still in negotiations with a number of our area outlets to put it into a couple of private theaters and also into some of the college auditoriums, that type of thing. And what we want to do is take probably 2/3 of the ticket price and actually have that as a donation to Alzheimer's. We're also working with one of our local pizza places. He's going to take, I don't remember what the percentage is, but in September, we're actually going to have a pizza of the month, which will be the Forget Me Not pizza, our own recipe.
That's delicious.
Hopefully it will be popular enough to where he keeps it on the menu. But for I think it's a Wednesday in September, a portion of the proceeds of that day will also go to Alzheimer's. Now, of course, if we could get it into an Amazon or one of those streaming services, we'd like to continue it on into, a larger format. We can help even more people that way.
Okay. And how about people wanting to donate from the outside, like a GoFundMe, PayPal, Venmo, or anything like that? And how can people, donate directly?
We haven't done that yet. We're still in the process of putting the film together. Hopefully within the next month, we'll have that. As you can see, we do have our website, which is currently under construction because we're still working on the film. But hopefully we will have, that's not, I like the idea, Mike. We hadn't even thought about that. We were just talking about donating tickets and that type of thing. But that would be another possibility. I'm glad you brought that up.
And I forgot to ask you as well, too. What's a Forget Me Not pizza? I mean, what toppings are on it? I want to taste it.
It's bacon and onion, with barbecue instead of marinara,
Ooh.
and a secret ingredient that makes it the forget me not.
Oh my gosh, you're making me want some array, and I cannot forget me not on that one. You're making me so hungry, Dan.
Well, hopefully there'll be a lot of other people that feel the same way.
Hmm.
But right now, we're working in McHenry County College. We're working with Wabansie College, which is in Sugar Grove or the Aurora area in Illinois, and McHenry College is in Crystal Lake. And if we can find a few more outlets that we can schedule for September, that makes it just that much better.
All right, we'll certainly do that. In the meantime, where can we find more about Forget Me Not, and where can we find more of your works at, Dan?
Well, if they are interested in emailing us, it's right on our little graphic here, my FMN. We didn't want to do Forget Me Not because that's way too long to put on anything, especially like on a t-shirt.
Right,
So
and
it's
you'll forget it
FMN.
anyway. So yeah.
Yeah. So FMN, Forget Me Not. And the email is my FMN, and our website is myfmn.com.
All right, well, certainly check that out. Once again, with the multi-talented Dan Kairis of Forget Me Not here on the Mike Wagner Show. And just one more thing. What else can we expect from you guys in 2024 and beyond?
Loretta Smith and I had the idea of redoing Love's Last Dance as a feature film. Due to circumstances, she did not have the time to put into writing another 80 pages of script and some other things. So we had this story to go similar but different. And we're going to do her film in 2025. So what comes from, if this is popular enough to get the word out, then we'll work in conjunction. Right now, I'm working with two other producers, Draystar Films and Chivi's Films. So there's three of us working on this, producing this one. And I'll be working with Loretta hopefully next year if she can take herself away from her normal job and get some script written.
All right, we'll certainly check that out. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? Where can people purchase and check out your works at, Dan?
Myfmn.com is our website. And again, it's under construction, so they won't get much out of it, at least for the next few days, but hopefully we'll have that up and running in a week or so. And if they'd like to get in touch with us for more information, it's myfmn@yahoo.com.
All right, well, certainly check that out. Once again, with the multi-talented Dan Kairis of Forget Me Not here on the Mike Wagner Show. Dan, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic as always. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Laugh, have you back. Wish all best. And Dan, you definitely have a great future ahead of you. And it's great to see you again.
Well, if this is successful, as we hope it is, Mike Wagner, I told you you would be our first interview, and you are. So we will give you partial credit for it.